Good now, revolutionaries, and welcome to the Rise Up Morning Show. I looked down at the soundboard and realized I didn't have the right panel of sounds in front of me. If I hit the green button, it would have gone, and that would not have been the theme song we wanted. So welcome to your helpful place for crypto news, commentary, and of course, answers to your questions. If you've got them, leave them below in the comments. Otherwise, we're just going to talk to each other and have a good time. I'm Evan, he's Will, and the best place to get connected with us, if you want to keep learning, is community.rumshq.com. Just pop it right in your browser or wherever you are, whenever you listen. Click the link in our bio. It'll take you right there. It's free to sign up, and we've got all kinds of good stuff like today. We're going to end the show a little bit early so that we can head over to the community and start the after show. Every week at the end of the week, we get together, all of us, in a video call. You don't have to wait there in the comments. You don't have to leave your questions and hope we'll see it. You can just get on the microphone, turn on your camera if you feel like it, say hi to us, and get to know us better as we learn about blockchain together. So if that sounds good, it's community.rumshq.com. The only thing missing is you. Although Alex is missing today. Alex, where are you, man? Will, what's up with Alex? You think we should just kick him out?
I think he's being a little bitch, but also I don't think anyone can hear me.
What?
Yeah, I don't know if they can hear me. They can only hear Evan, and they don't hear the background music.
These pests.
You are kidding me. Only hear you. Well, the people in podcast land are enjoying a sound effects filled show. Everybody on TikTok and elsewhere are just suffering. Let's try something. Hello, my honey. Hello, my darling. Hello, my dumb.
This is the question that came through. Is it better to watch on YouTube or TikTok? Well, right now, it's certainly better to watch on YouTube because you can hear me here. Also, like, the screen is better and the shared screen is better. So just overall.
Test check 1 2. Test check 1 2.
Oh, you lost.
Mr. William Watson. Mr. Evan Mann.
Nothing. It feels
1
like
2 1 2 1 2.
hello. Test.
Okay, let's try that. If it doesn't work, let me invite you to check out the YouTube page.
Will is back now, apparently, according to Exit Velo.
Absolutely wild.
What up, crypto fam? What up, people? Will's good. Good morning, good people, says Radio Dan.
Okay, let's do a take two. Will, how are you this morning?
I'm good. I'm starting through some technical difficulties, but yeah, I'm good. It's one of those days where it's like, I just didn't want to get out of bed, man. I hit the snooze button twice. I never hit the snooze button. I'm usually, the alarm goes off and I'm out of bed, ready to hit the day, and I just want to get some sleep. But dude, it's also crazy to me. You said, like, yeah, today's the last show of the week, and I was like, oh my god, it's Thursday. Holy shit, what the hell happened here? But I'm good. Just very curious to see if Bitcoin's going to end this week above the 200-week exponential moving average or below it, because that'll tell us if we're actually going to have a rally or if this is just a tiny little bit of green in a sea of red. So that's what I'm looking at.
Well, do me a favor and just unmute your microphone on TikTok, because I don't think it'll cause a double for people on YouTube, but then at least the folks on this side will hear you.
Yeah, my mic is off on TikTok on purpose because it's supposed to work, but I guess you guys can hear me through the phone now. How about this? Are you guys hearing an echo over on the tiki-talkie? How's that tiki-talkie sound?
Yeah.
Ooh, yes.
I think it's fine.
They can hear me through the phone, so something's going on. One guy said no. There's his lovely voice. Rude boy, you being rude. Nope, that sounds good. Okay, cool. We'll keep it here. So for those of you who didn't hear me, for those of you who did, I do apologize. You'll hear me repeat myself. But I said I'm good. I'm a little bit of a sleepy baby boy. But I'm also very curious to see if Bitcoin ends Sunday's trading with a weekly candle close, above or below the 200-week exponential moving average, which is sitting at $68,333. If we end that candle above it, we could actually see a sizable rally in crypto. Like Bitcoin, like 15% added to it. Altcoins, that's like 30, 40, 50% across the board for the most part. You'll probably have a few coins double too. That'd be very exciting. However, if we end below it again, then we're just setting ourselves up for more downside ranging. So that's what I'm looking at. That's how I'm feeling. I'm good, but I'm sleepy. Evan, how about yourself?
I am just enjoying this comment that says something is off with this William guy.
Goddamn right.
I'm really good, man.
Boring.
No, man, I'm doing well. I'm glad to see everybody here. It's cool to see some of the friends over on YouTube. I saw Solom and Exit Velocity come over there. Amsfar said, I like watching on my TV. You guys can hang out in my living room. And that's like my favorite thing. I always want to know where you're watching the show from. Like, who's got the show on their TV, and is anybody watching from somewhere in the world we haven't had viewers yet? We've had viewers in Bangladesh. We've had Mongolia. We've had every continent and most countries I can think of, except like Antarctica and a few South American countries, some Eastern European nations. So let us know where you're tuning in from. I always like to see that. I'm looking forward to having Alex back next week, having like a full regular week of not a conference, not traveling, although the conference was great. You know, it just always kind of throws us off.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
dude, ETH Denver feels like a long time ago already, and yet this week has flown by. It feels like ETH Denver was a distant memory.
Yeah, it really does. And
Time is weird.
Go ahead.
I just said time is weird. Just doesn't make sense sometimes.
Yeah,
I also really liked this comment from Leif, which said, I met a man from Massachusetts yesterday, but it wasn't William Watson. Sad face.
You really have to meet a lot of guys from Massachusetts probably before you get to
My
Will.
days in Boston might be numbered. My girlfriend and I are talking about making a move. So and we'll see. It could be maybe a Chicago, could be a New York. I don't know. Maybe we just have another year left here in Boston or so.
What would be in Chicago? Just because you like it?
So here's something. I love Chicago. New York is my favorite city on the planet, though. It's just that it's more expensive. But if you move from Boston to Chicago, I mean, if I were to pay the same amount for like living, I get like an extra 50% house, with like nicer views and everything. It's just like the affordability in Chicago is so much better. And again, it's another city where I don't need a car. I haven't had a car for 9 years, and I would love to never own a car again. I'm not a big eco guy. I just really like not having to worry about parking and insurance and gas and all that kind of crap. So if I want to live in a walkable city, that's public transportation. So Chicago, New York, DC, and I love all those cities. But it's just that like I've gotten everything I can get out of Boston, and I've been ready to leave Boston for a long time. But I met my girlfriend, just about 4 years ago, and that kind of kept me. And Boston's been wonderful, and there are things I love about it, but it's just a little too quiet. And like a lot of my friends are like starting to get older and act older. And I'm just like, nah, fuck that, dog. Put me in a place with high energy and people who just keep partying like they're madmen. And, even if they have kids or something, they're still just out and about doing stuff. Things in Boston are great, but they're just like a little quieter. And I've always known that. And now that my friend group's getting a little quieter, I'm like, I don't like this. I think I need something with more energy. It certainly has more energy. New York certainly has the most energy. I love that city so much, even though it's filled with a bunch of dirty, disgusting New York Yankee fans. But, I see a shining beacon of light in that city with my Red Sox cap, just like we're a shining beacon of light for actual crypto education on the internet. So,
Okay, we've got a ton of comments coming in. Rude Boy says, I own a lot in East Boston. You should buy it. Raging Cajun says, Chicago is a cleaner New York and more spacious than Boston. We've got Come to New York from Exit Velo. Tori says, you could buy the Dayton dip. I'm a big fan of Chicago myself. I do think it's nice. And Amsfar says,
Ohio?
Yeah, Dayton, Ohio, man.
I've been to Dayton, Ohio. You can keep it.
And Amsfar says he spent 40 years in Chicago, so could give you a little help. Oh, and Magic said about needing a vehicle. You'll definitely need a vehicle here. So,
Yeah,
it sounds like you got friends on the way.
Yeah, I mean, Texas is great in the sense that everything's cheap. But, I've been to Texas. I have fun with Texas. I don't, except for Dallas. I really dislike Dallas. But
I don't think it's cheap there in like Dallas.
Compared to Boston, it's like
Really?
half the cost. Yeah, I would live like a
Yeah.
king, so I could have like, you know, my Ford F-150 and you know, all my guns in it. Although the thing is I would love to own all the guns they let you have in Texas. But we need to have that conversation. But I'm from Maine. I'm a New Englander, and once you get past Boston, everybody likes guns here. But no, I forget where I was going to go with this tangent. But yeah, looking to leave, looking to leave most likely. Violet and I are both a little done with things. And the thing is there are points for Chicago because of affordability, and also I love Chicago. Chicago's dope. But again, New York's my favorite city in the world. It's just so expensive. But there's some extra points to it. If I go to New York, I can very easily work both jobs that I still have here with the Rise Up Morning Show and my, you know, supply chain sales job. And because I have clients in New York, so that's easy. But at the same time, if we have a Rise Up man in New York, dude, everyone in crypto's in New York. For those of you who aren't aware, like, you know, like Miami is the crypto city from like last bull run. Well, that stopped when the bear run started, and then Mayor Francis Suarez was committed was being investigated for bribery and espionage. And so that all stopped. And then as things do in the world of finance, they all moved to New York. But like when we were at ETH Denver, we were chatting with folks, every crypto company, every venture capitalist, if they weren't in New York before, they opened up offices in New York over the past year and a half or so. So like having a Rise Up presence in New York to get drinks with people, to meet with people. Hey, this guy's in town from Uniswap. This guy's in town from Aave. This guy's in town from, you know, Compound, Jito, Marinade. You know, everyone goes to New York. So it'd be good to have a Rise Up man in New York.
It would be good to have a Rise Up man in New York. I appreciate it. Once again, everybody in the comments, it seems like we're having some ongoing audio issues. So let me know if
you mute me again on TikTok.
I muted you again because you were getting an echo. Whatever cord I'm using snapped right back to reality. Whoop, there goes gravity. So give me some ABCs.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now you know your ABCs. Are we good?
It's just really low. Oh, it hurts my feelings.
Hang on. What if I increase the volume on my side? Increase the volume here. How about that?
Well, it honestly doesn't sound like you're that crispy.
Oh, doesn't sound like I'm that crispy. Hang on a second.
You might not be a crispy boy.
Mic check. Crispy.
Oh no, less crispy now. That was painfully uncrispy.
This is the crispy mic.
Well, whatever you switched to was damn. It was switch them back. Switch them back.
Wait, go back to what I was before? This is what I was before.
That's what you were before. It sounds like what you were before. When you switched it, it was you know what I mean?
Hang on. Let me try this. Everyone, I hope you're really enjoying the show.
This
today.
is the best show we've ever done.
All right, how about now? Can you hear me now? Is it crispy and nice and fresh? Is it different at all?
I noticed no difference.
Okay. Well, hey, you know what? We'll just be here.
We'll rock with it. We'll roll with it. And here's you know, they say it sounds fine now. I think it sounds fine now. And okay, if you've got continued suggestions for where Will should move and you're going to fund him to do it, then I'm sure he'll want to hear from you. And if you're just going to talk, you know, shit about the New York Yankees, he probably wants to hear from you too. But we do have a really persistent question about, do you think we're going to get rejected at 70K? That 58 to 62K is on the way. This is talking about Bitcoin. If you have not been here this week, then this is a conversation we've been having ongoing as Bitcoin has had sort of a mini rally, sort of a mini dump, and then a mini rally again, and everything has gone with it this week. So what are you thinking? What are you feeling heading into the weekend, since we're not going to be with our friends for the next 3 days?
Yeah, so I'm sharing my screen. This is Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, and it's super simple for me right now. This is the weekly chart. If Bitcoin, and I'll wait till you're sharing this on the Tiki-Talkie. Here we go. So if the big thing we're watching for is this orange line. This is the 200-week exponential moving average. So let's just say that this candle, you know, let's see. I'm trying to color this in. Oh gosh, it's so bad on the desktop. So let's just say that this candle ends above, right? And we have some sort of hammer candle that prints, meaning the body of this candle ends up becoming like the head of a hammer. This is like the handle of it, right? And that's a very bullish candle. So if we get that and we end above this by Sunday night, while the stochastic RSI is in oversold territory, you get a bullish hammer candle on the weekly time frame. You reclaim a line of resistance as a line of support. You're gonna see a rally in Bitcoin. So like, is 70K, like, I don't know if 70K is gonna hold or not right now. Based on this current candle, I would say we're not even gonna go up to 70K again. But if this candle closes above it by the end of Sunday in 3.5 days, then I would say, absolutely. I would say Bitcoin's gonna go up to something like close to it's like $79,000 or $80,000, because the next major area of resistance is the 12-week EMA. That's 15% higher up, and that's what I'm waiting for. So we'll wait till the Sunday close. Either we're going to just, continue down and range in this area, or we end above with a bullish hammer candle, and we come up and we retest $79,000, $80,000 or so, and that's it. I have no clear idea as to what's going to happen right now, because I don't have a confirmation in any way, shape, or form yet until the end of Sunday.
Until the end of Sunday. I saw the comment, if Bitcoin hits 54K, I'm all in, which prompts me to wonder, who is not all in on Bitcoin that price movement would be the thing to make you? Like, I understand the sentiment that maybe you're sidelined and you're waiting to deploy some capital, but if you're not all in at Bitcoin at any price, then at any price, you may lose conviction. I don't know. I'm all in Bitcoin, whether it's $1 or $1 million is how I feel. I'll rob a bank, he says, if Bitcoin ever goes down to 20K. Did you see the comment about Epstein? Epstein owns it, so enough said. We really did not talk about this on the show.
Well, I should really make a video about this whole Epstein owning Bitcoin thing.
Yeah. Do you want to address it? Is it something I need to?
You go for it.
So there's a lot of different stuff in the files, and I personally have not gone through every single file. If I was going to do a big cover story on this, I'd want to do it. But my understanding, based on triangulated information, meaning multiple different sources who have no vested interest in promoting each other's narrative, it seems like Jeffrey Epstein was involved in communities around cryptocurrency through the 2010s. It does not seem like he was necessarily involved in funding the beginning of the Bitcoin network the way people seem to have exaggerated. Like, I've seen reports on social media that, Jeffrey Epstein started Bitcoin, but I've only seen conjectures like he was in conversation with some of the Bitcoin core contributors, or he was in and around MIT and funding things that were adjacent to Bitcoin. I don't see any evidence in the Bitcoin forums, in the core contributors' emails back and forth, that Jeffrey Epstein was some kind of like present or even shadow funder of Bitcoin in the literal sense. And even if he was, honestly, that doesn't change anything about the value proposition. It doesn't change anything about how the network has serendipitously evolved to become this decentralized thing, except for maybe Michael Saylor's influence. Even then, it's very resistant to the power of any one person. So if you're concerned about Bitcoin because you're concerned about Epstein, I understand how you feel. But I just want you to know that there's probably not a great need for concern, and that it might be better for you to spend some time looking at the Bitcoin core development forums, reading about the history of Bitcoin, or just sitting down with the Bitcoin network and asking yourself honestly, does any one person's influence negate the value proposition here? If you've stopped buying or thinking about owning Bitcoin because you're concerned about Epstein's involvement, what would you add, Will?
I'd add what ChatGPT added. So I just asked ChatGPT here. I was like, hey, what is the rumor about Epstein and Bitcoin? And just tell me the facts, right? So here's what's actually true. Epstein invested in crypto companies. So new documents show that Epstein did have real financial involvement in early crypto. He reportedly invested about $3 million in Coinbase in 2014 through an offshore entity. His crypto-related investments totaled roughly $3 to $3.5 million. including projects connected to Bitcoin infrastructure and research. And he had some connections to early Bitcoin figures and invited some developers to meet him. The other thing is he showed strong interest in Bitcoin. So emails and records show Epstein claimed he had spoken with founders of Bitcoin, claimed he had, discussed digital currencies and potential crypto projects, indirectly funded some Bitcoin-related research. The big rumors. Rumor one, Epstein created Bitcoin. There is no evidence. No emails tied to the white paper, no early wallets, no mining records, no technical involvement. Rumor two, Epstein funded most Bitcoin development. Some posts claim Epstein funded 75% of Bitcoin's code. This is false and wildly exaggerated. Bitcoin development is open source and funded by many contributors. Rumor three, Epstein secretly controlled Bitcoin. Bitcoin had some conspiracy theories claim Bitcoin was a surveillance project tied to Epstein. His network built Bitcoin. Bitcoin financed his crimes. There's no credible evidence to support these claims. So the real takes, Epstein was a wealthy early crypto investor, interested in Bitcoin and digital currency, connected to some early crypto figures. Epstein was not Satoshi Nakamoto. He was not a Bitcoin founder, and he did not have a controlling influence, according to that LLM. So, I'm not going to go read all the Epstein files or whatever. So, trust the LLM to do it for you, if you suppose. So anyway, take that for what it's worth. But yeah, a lot of this stuff is just ridiculous.
I also want to say I saw the videos and the Reddit posts and everything about Epstein's involvement in XRP. There was an email in the files that did surface to my attention that seemed like it came from a core contributor to Stellar or XLM, where there's like no, first of all, there's no apparent direct link between Jeffrey Epstein and the founders of either of these companies, but it looks like he may have been a funder of, let me see, Stellar.
I thought you froze. I was like, what?
No. A funder of Stellar, because there was an email that came from, I'm trying to find it. It was from a guy called Austin Hill, CCing Reid Hoffman. And it says, "Hi guys, we've obviously seen stellar.org. Not sure what the relationship with Jed and the team are. I know some of the players, this is a problem for us," implying that they were funding Ripple. Ripple and Jed's new Stellar are bad for the ecosystem we're building, and it does our company damage to have investors who are backing two horses in the same race. So, Stellar and Ripple mentioned in the Epstein files. Don't worry, guys.
I mean, also, so many things and people were mentioned in the Epstein.
Oh, dude.
There's millions of pages.
Yeah, it was incredible. The biggest news story seems to be
Santa Claus is in the Epstein files. Santa Claus has to be in the Epstein files.
Yeah, the biggest news story seems to be about what has still been omitted, and there's a lot, I'm sure, that will continue to come to light, and maybe we'll find out that Epstein was in fact Satoshi Nakamoto. But if he was, I just got to say, hats off to going from like the LOL typo guy in all his emails to the decentralized monetary system white paper that is so elegant and concise. Just excellent psyop.
Also, Linda, I do see your comments about what does the astrology chart say for Bitcoin, and I have no idea. I don't pay attention to it. I don't put any value in it. However, some people do. And if some people believe something's going to happen, and maybe the market actually reacts that way. I'll give you that. But I think the astrology stuff is, in my mind, a bit silly. I don't really pay attention to it.
Yeah. I just want to remind the friends in the comments, because they're fantastic, that we're going to be in the after show, and I hope to see some of you there in about 45 minutes. If you've got hot takes, if you've got good jokes, if you've got words of wisdom, and you're not in the Rise Up community yet, the handle is community.rumshq.com. I would absolutely love to see all the folks there. The chatter is good. One of the friends of the show that will not be there, but that I would encourage you to watch in our live from Denver special. You can find it on Facebook. You can find it on YouTube or Twitter. We aired last Monday. Has written a great article on X. Hasib, Hasib Qureshi, he is the managing partner at Dragonfly. He's a host at The Chopping Block. Wrote this excellent, he's always dropping excellent articles that are super helpful. He's a great teacher. And if you're unfamiliar with him, if you're curious about venture capital and how to build a venture capital firm, his latest article is called How to Build a VC Firm. And it gives, I think, 13 tips from his experience. And they're not like, do this, don't do this. They're more, just like reflections on his journey about making sure you pick a particular angle for your fund, about timing your fund, about what it actually sounds like and looks like. And it's really well written, but I'm highlighting it now also because if you've got popcorn and you like good drama, there appears to be some really interesting drama in the comments where Alexander Pack, who was a co-founder of Dragonfly, the fund that he became a managing partner of, has started to pick on him a little. He says, Hasib, if you're going to rewrite history, I'll set the record straight. Bo and I co-founded Dragonfly a year before we hired you to join us. The firm was not at zero. We led plenty of great deals. We both had solid track records. And he throws a dig at him about how he was just playing poker when they were raising deals. And Hasib fires back.
Man,
so
firing at each other.
Look at this. The preeminent, definitely top 3 crypto funds in the world, the co-founder and now managing partner are just going back and forth. Hasib says, Alex, don't embarrass yourself. Dragonfly had never led a single deal before I joined. Hasib, it's very simple. He even says, this is why dozens of our own portfolio company founders and your own partners like my reply. So I only bring it up not to stir drama so much because I don't think the folks in our audience are going to go into Hasib's comments and pick on him. But it makes it a more riveting reason to read what is actually a very helpful educational article. Hasib, if you're listening, man, I hope you like your beef well done because it's getting hot in the comments. Great article, man.
So I asked ChatGPT what astrology thinks about Bitcoin right now.
You and GPT are on a roll this morning. He's the co-host. You should invite him.
I should invite him. In fact, let's just go through this because this is really funny. So short-term astrology outlook over the next few months. Volatility expected late winter to spring 2026. Some crypto astrologers say early 2026 is the pressure phase. Many people say I have the best hair. Some crypto astrologers say early 2026 may see temporary rebounds tied to planetary alignments like Mars and Jupiter. But astrologers often say these rebounds inflate optimism without confirming a lasting uptrend. That could be what's happening right now. Other crypto-based astrologer forecasts point to February to March as a turning window where multiple planetary influences converge. Some astrologers tie corrections to eclipses or Saturn cycles and predict short-term downside followed by recovery. I really liked this one. It started going through big astrological themes for Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's birth chart. Astrologers often analyze Bitcoin as if it has a natal chart. Bitcoin is said to be born during a Saturn-Uranus opposition, representing disruption of financial systems. I'm going to scroll down here. Longer-term view, 2026 and beyond, astrology-based analysis actually leans bullish long-term. Some Vedic astrology forecasts say Bitcoin's path through 2026 will be volatile, but ultimately strengthen its role as a global store of value. I would love to know why. Anything else about moons? Reality check? Reality check. ChatGPT gives its own reality check. Even astrology-based analysts usually include disclaimers. Astrology is indicative and not causal or predictive science. Let's see. Funny enough, astrology narratives often line up with Bitcoin's normal 4-year cycle. So, that was fun. That was silly.
That was excellent. GPT is on deck if you've got more questions. I appreciate it. We actually got a question over here from our friend Eric that I think is worth asking. Do you think it's a good idea to invest in crypto treasury companies? This is one I get sometimes from people who are interested in like ETFs. They're interested in getting exposure to crypto some adjacent way. And Will, I wonder if you happen to know this off the top of your head. I'm going over to CoinGecko. This is CoinGecko.com has a list of like different categories of crypto companies. And if you go here to CoinGecko.com/categories, then you will see the number one category, smart contract platform. Layer 1, proof of work, the coins in World Liberty Financial's portfolio, proof of stake tokens, made in the USA tokens, and so on and so forth. There's a category for alleged SEC securities, made in China, base native tokens, RWA tokens. And if you click into it, you can see all the different tokens that fit this category. And I know they have a category for these digital asset treasuries. They're often called DATs,
Yeah, I've seen
DATs.
it before.
I'm looking for it now, but I'm not finding it. And I wonder if it's what I'm wondering is if you know what they call it, if they call it something else.
I don't know. I'm not quite sure. But I mean, you have your MicroStrategy, you have your Bitmain. Is that the one that Tom Lee owns?
Bitmine, yes.
Bitmine.
And there's a Solana one whose name is escaping me that I wanted to plug, because I don't know. Do you own any of these, or would you own any of these?
Sure. I mean, there's a real strong case. Like, if you're bullish Bitcoin, buy MicroStrategy stock because it'll outperform Bitcoin percentage-wise. If you're just looking for price speculation, we saw that prove to be the case over the past year and a half. MSTR outperformed Bitcoin. And also if Ethereum starts rebounding, Bitmine is probably going to do great. They own a lot of Ethereum. So, you probably will get better gains out of those if and when Bitcoin and Ethereum turn around.
This is really interesting. I'm looking at the new category here on CoinGecko, top tokenized stocks by market cap. These are specifically X stocks on Arbitrum. Looks like most of these are. I did not know that most of these were deployed on the Arbitrum network. Oh, this one's deployed on ETH. How interesting. Oh, that's because it's an Ondo stock. The leading X stock is Ondo's tokenized Circle Internet Group stock, CRCLON. And not far behind it is the Circle X stock, not the one issued by Ondo. This one's on Sol. Oh my gosh, this is wild. Sol, Arbitrum. The future. Yeah, 60 million is the market cap for the Circle stock on Ondo. This one's on Arbitrum. Yeah, okay. I don't know. I really wouldn't go farther than a digital asset treasury for Bitcoin, ETH, or Solana. It would be hard for me to think about like what company.
No, I mean like nothing else. If someone else is like, I'm buying a lot of Algorand, be like, okay. I mean, go after someone who's buying a lot of Bitcoin or Ethereum or Solana. If you want access to something that is basically just giving you exposure to those same assets, but potentially giving you a higher percentage gain, Yeah. But
we got a question.
I would own both the asset and the company in a portfolio, and then see which one outperformed the other.
We got a follow-up question. Have you guys ever heard about CoinMarketCap's top 20 index DTF, the CMC20? You heard about this?
No, because DTF means something different to me in my head.
Is that so?
It is so. So I'm not quite sure what it means in this instance, but I'm like, the cryptos that are down to fuck?
Yeah. So this is I actually don't know what the DTF acronym stands for here. I think it stands for like something fund. This is a liquid. Down to fund, baby. I'm down to fund. Maybe down to FUD. I don't know. This is like a liquid index token, and this is powered by. We have not had these guys on the show yet. Reserve Protocol. You can check them out at reserve.org. Reserve, if you're listening, I really want to get you on the show. They bundle a bunch of crypto stuff together in index tokens. Just like an index fund is like one share that you can buy that gets you exposure to a basket of other companies and assets. The CMC20 is a token you can buy that gives you exposure to the top 20 cryptocurrency tokens by market cap on CoinMarketCap. So sometimes you think like, oh man, crypto investing, buying all these tokens is so hard, up and down and up and down. You would just go to a place like Reserve Protocol, or you can swap for this on a lot of different decentralized exchanges, including PancakeSwap, Uniswap, MEXC, and you would just buy one token that gives you exposure to effectively the top tokens in the whole crypto market. The CMC 20 coin market cap 20 index DTF. If you're down to fund, check it out.
And apparently it's decentralized token folio, but I definitely feel like it's down to fund. Has to be.
Yeah, decentralized token folio. You can't fool us.
Yeah, you can't fool us. It's down to fund.
Yeah.
We know. We see through you.
Fact check yourself, brother.
And keep your secrets from me.
You can't. Yeah, a sampler platter. That's exactly right. Turple Nurple, whose username I love, says it's a decent token folio, like a sampler platter.
I did see something interesting. I need to validate it. But apparently the lawsuit that was filed against Jane Street may have been filed incorrectly.
What?
So
they had one job to do.
If that's the case, then like this is all a huge psyop. You know, like it's just the market makers playing their market games and stuff. You know, I don't know. We'll see. Got to go take a look into that a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. If I just go on my timeline, I was just trying to see. I was like, hey, any other news or anything that's popping? It's just Jane Street. Blah, 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 blah. So now that like so many people are talking about it, I'm just like, it's definitely, I mean, Jane Street's a reason why Bitcoin is probably a little suppressed, but it's not the reason. Like that's way too simple of an answer.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. I think risk assets, I was looking after we were talking about it yesterday, I was looking this morning to try and figure out if I could find some reason that things pumped. It looks like risk assets tended to pump during the State of the Union. I think that's more likely than the Jane Street thing with crypto because, geez, where did I go? Who was I looking at? I guess I could ask GPT since it's our friend of the day today. I don't know where I put GPT. I put it to sleep.
Gepetti?
But yeah, Gepetti. Gepetti. Oh my gosh, how have I never thought of that before?
I have to give credit where credit is due. My brother and his fiance came up with that. So, but now I also refer to ChatGPT as Gepetti. And yes, he is aggressively Italian in my head.
I am a big fan of this.
All I can think is Gepetti who wants to be a real boy, like Pinocchio.
Exactly. Yeah. Pedo. Yeah, Gepetti.
My dad can beat up your dad.
Okay, Gepetti, that's fantastic. If you've got a question for me, for Will, or Gepetti, then leave it in the comments. Oh my!
I gotta say, it's one of the reasons why it's like hard for me to go to another LLM because I'm like, but you're not the Gepetti. It's familiar.
Jeff Rascal in the comments says FWDI 52-week high was $46, now trading at $4.68. Interesting indeed. Oh my gosh. And hey, shout out to the chief fact-checked officer Bearded for breaking this news. Kraken launched its crypto-backed staking loan service called Flexline on February 25th, 2026. Flexline allows Kraken Pro users to borrow against crypto collateral at fixed rates of 10 to 25% APR. Yikes. With terms from 2 days to 2 years. Borrowed funds can be traded on Kraken or withdrawn off platform while collateral stays in secure proof of reserves wallets. Will, are you bullish or bearish on Kraken's new Flexlines for your staked assets?
Yeah, I mean,
10 to 25% APY payback seems painful to me.
Yeah, no, I mean, more products for the market, good for Kraken, but I mean, like, that. Yeah, you can get better stuff on DeFi, way better.
Oh my gosh,
like,
absolutely.
Times better.
In fact, let me just go over to Aave and see if I can. That would be my first stop. If you're new, Aave is aave.com. It is a decentralized lending and borrowing protocol. So you can put up collateral crypto assets. I got GPT over here walking me through it, and I'm going to give you the beautiful screen share because I want to see what assets they accept as collateral. Indeed, it's as I thought. They will take any liquid staking derivative of ETH, so like staked ETH, wrapped ETH. If you're staking your ETH somewhere already, you can use that token they give you as collateral on Aave to get a loan. You can use stable coins, USDC, USDT, DAI, GHO, Aave's decentralized stablecoin, and many others, EURC, so on and so forth. Depending on the market, Aave also typically lists additional tokens such as Matic, Link, Uniswap. Wow. Okay, so I'm opening the app to just see. Is it gonna let me do this? Well, the white screen of death.
Oh no.
Hold tight. If you want to check it out, sorry, Will. If it comes back, I'll bring a screen share back into the situation. They have a web app, and they're getting a mobile app soon. Look at that smiley man.
You know, you got to have a little bit of fun on our fake pretend radio show, you know?
Podcast land, you're missing out. You're just missing out so much.
How many listeners do we have in podcast land per episode usually? Handful?
We usually have about 130 in the first 72 hours. So it's not an insignificant number of people. And over time, it's even more. If you're listening in the future, you know what I'm going to say. We hope your candles are green and that you'll forgive us our sins.
Yeah. Oh God, one of the things we got to do as well for people who can't tune in for all the episodes in the week is get like that newsletter that we have that be like a summary of like, hey, here's everything that was talked about this week, and give it out for premium members. You know,
Yes.
We've been talking about that. We got to figure that out. There's just so many things to do.
There's so many things to do.
You always hear it's like, God, like running a small business, like, yeah, like I'm sure it's really busy. And you hear small business owners being like, God, there's so many things to do. And then you start doing it and you're like, there's so much shit to do.
Yeah, man. I was born to be a television show host, and I was forced to be a fake radio star.
I was born to be a trust funder, and I don't know where the hell that went, Mom and Dad.
Yeah, come on, Mom and Dad. What are you guys doing?
Born to be a trust funder. I was meant for it. Feel it in my bones.
Feel it in my bones. Yes. Aave is a good option, but there are many other lending and borrowing protocols. If you're doing DeFi in the Solana ecosystem, maybe you started with us doing liquid staking on Goodnow and you got a liquid staking token, you could take that to Camino and then get a loan on it if you wanted a loan. I really wanted to pull this up just to show you how much better the interest rates on Aave tend to be. Maybe I could do a workaround and find it on DeFi Llama, but it's not uncommon. First of all, there are more options. It's not uncommon to find payback rates that are in the single-digit percentages for significant amounts of money. So this 10 to 25% that Kraken is going to make you pay back. I mean, it's awesome. I love that they're doing the option, but it's basically like getting money from your bank. Borrowing directly from an individual, you can sometimes have payback rates as low as I've seen, like, 1.5 to 3%. And occasionally there is an arbitrage available. Usually it doesn't last for a long time, but every bit helps, where you can actually get paid to borrow. For example, the interest rate for borrowing offered on a platform like Aave or Camino is sometimes outpaced by the interest rate you can earn on the asset you borrow. So for example, I borrow USDC at 2%. Maybe I can lend USDC at 4% on Aave, or because it's decentralized on some other platform. It's not difficult. It requires some new skills, but it's not difficult to search the arbitrage opportunities and find at least an opportunity a day to borrow at this or that rate and then lend at a higher rate on some protocol, on some chain somewhere. People do it as their daily job. People work as DeFi yield farmers. You can too. It's a full-time job. It's free money, but there's a lot of work required. So, start on Kraken. We love them. We're glad that they're offering more services, but don't stop there. Learn to be your own bank. Check out self-custody to see if it's right for you, because the opportunities are pretty awesome. What do you?
We've got news hot off the press. ZachXBT just released his investigation 4 minutes ago. So,
snap. Okay, are you going to make me guess? Do you know who it is yet?
I think I just saw the name, but let's just take a look at this together.
Let's take a look at it together. And let me tell the audience that Polymarket was pricing in different predictions for crypto companies that ZachXBT would expose, because he said a few days ago, I'm going to be dropping an investigation February 24th. There is a major revenue producing crypto company that's been doing some bad things. If you don't know,
like Axiom.
Ooh, it's Axiom. Okay. ZachXBT, Chief On-Chain Crime Officer.
The only trading platform you'll ever need. Apparently not. So let's read through this. And I don't know why the pictures aren't loading right now, but whatever. So Brooks Bauer, one of the multiple Axiom Exchange employees, allegedly abusing the lack of access controls for internal tools to look up sensitive user data to insider trade by tracking private wallet activity since early 2025. Axiom is a crypto trading platform founded by Mist and Cal in 2024. After going through Y Combinator's winter 2025 batch, quickly became one of the most profitable companies in the space, generating $390 million in revenue to date. I was retained to investigate allegations of misconduct at Axiom after receiving reports. Brooks is a current Axiom senior BD employee, business development, based in New York. In the clip, which is here, he posts a 1 minute 50 conversation. In the clip, Brooks states he can track any Axiom user via referral codes, wallets, or UID, and claims he can find out anything to do with that person. He also described researching 10 to 20 wallets initially and slowly increasing over time so it does not look suspicious. In a separate clip from the same recording, Brooks sets ground rules for how to request lookups from him, and then he says he'll send the full list of wallets. The full recording is a private call of the group members strategizing. Okay. I mean, honestly, that's it.
I was expecting a little more fireworks.
A little more fireworks. Yeah, it just okay. I was expecting some more fireworks from that, honestly.
Yeah, people in the comments were too. We've got Transmutationist who said, I thought it was going to be Meteora. And we've, of course, got every time I hear Polymarket, I think about my Paul bag and remember it's down 30%.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Honestly, I think that was ZachXBT's first time experiencing or experimenting with like an announcement of the announcement. He should have just announced it. Unless, of course, he did play the game himself. And I'm not saying he did. I think ZachXBT is a good guy and a good person in the space. But like, you place an announcement and then you let the Polymarket set up a bet, and then you bet, what the truth is, and then you release it, and then you make money. Like, that's one thing. Like, this whole betting market thing is not good. It's really not good for all of us. But now you're gonna have a whole bunch of people being like, "Oh, ZachXBT probably just placed a bet that he knew he was going to win on Polymarket and now just made a bunch of money," and you're going to see a bunch of that stuff. But yeah, I mean, that news wasn't, I don't know, I was expecting something juicier. I think we all were.
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out now what's the response, what's the domino.
I don't think there's a domino. I don't know.
I don't know. Axiom has not responded to it yet. I'm going into the comments on.
Wait a second. Okay, there is more. I just had to click it and have it refresh. Okay, there's more. There's more here.
Okay, great.
I was like, what the hell? In April of 2025, Brooks shared a screenshot from an internal Axiom dashboard displaying private wallets for the trader Jerry. In August of 2025, Brooks sent a second image showing the registration and connected wallets for the trader Monix. In August 2025, Brooks discussed lookups of Axiom users who traded the meme coin Aura. The group created a Google Sheet compiling wallets for multiple KOL targets, mapping out wallet addresses gathered from data obtained via the internal Axiom dashboard. Multiple KOLs, influencers, named on the sheet or in leaked screenshots were contacted and independently confirmed the accuracy of wallet data attributed to them. One of the targeted KOLs, influencers, was Marcel, a trader with a poor reputation for using his followers on X and Telegram as exit liquidity. Crazy.
I love when he says it like it is.
Yep. He was targeted due to buying a large portion of the token supply for meme coins from private wallets before promoting them to followers. Okay, now we're getting to something juicier. Traders like Marcel are prime targets for this type of abuse since address reuse is less common and private wallets are rarely public, which makes privileged info more valuable. Brooks's main wallet was identified via messages sent in a private chat, and all directly related addresses were graphed out. Here's the wallet address. Due to the high volume of meme coin trades tied to related addresses, pinpointing high confidence examples of insider trading from his wallets alone is difficult without access to Axiom's internal logs to review the timing of trades. Then he provides wallet addresses for funds from related addresses, primarily flowed to the following centralized, decentralized exchanges. Along with Brooks in the Along with Brooks in the call is his close friend, Goodnow, Seb, a recently hired moderator at Axiom. In this clip that Zach has presented, Brooks alleges that Ryan, another Axiom BD employee, has used the internal dashboard to look up users on behalf of others, and that he helped to get his friend Mystery hired at Axiom as a moderator.
What?
In this clip, Brooks discusses how Gownow's, that's a weird name, Gownow's responsibilities will grow over time and states he can eventually help conduct lookups. Neither Ryan nor Mystery is present in the recorded call. Next bit. During the February 2026 recorded call, Bronx outlined a plan to help Goodnow profit $200,000 quickly by abusing his access at Axiom, which is consistent with similar illicit activity he had been conducting with others since early 2025. In private chats, he has also shared screenshots of his exchange balances, suggesting the scheme he had already been generating returns. ZachXBT, I was retained to independently investigate alleged misconduct at Axiom, and these findings are the results of that investigation. Earlier today, I reached out to the Axiom team for comment. Their statement is attached. Regardless of whether Cal or Mist were aware, there was little to no monitoring or access controls in place to mitigate this abuse. The extent of data granted to employees in an easily accessible dashboard is unusual for BD roles, including a user's entire wallet list, with date times, the wallets they were tracking, transaction history, the nickname of wallets, and linked accounts. Given Brooks is based in New York City, I think the case presented itself as a good opportunity for SDNY, since it may fall within their jurisdiction. Whether or not criminal charges are filed, I hope the Axiom co-founders further investigate the abuse and consider taking legal action against employees involved.
Dang.
Oh, got a little meteor.
Little meteor. So significant inside help. Influencers doing influencer things.
Influencers buying up token supplies, promoting it to their audience, selling it on their audience. And yeah.
Okay. All right. That's what she wrote. That's what she wrote. Let us know what you think about it. We've got a couple of different friends giving their takes in the comments. I really like this one from Radio Dan a while back when you were just cheesing at the camera. He said, "That's the smile of a model for Fashion Week in a mental institution."
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Axiom, wild. Bearded said no mention of XRP. Oh, I guess not. Sorry.
Nope.
Sorry. Okay, if you've got a question, suggestion, good joke, word of wisdom, then please do let us know before we ride our dogs and ponies into the sunset. We're getting out of here a little bit early today in about 10 minutes or so we can start the after show in the community. It's a great place to come hang out. You got a couple minutes to join over there before you go off and see your other shows like Bullish Babe coming up, or if you're hanging out with Will in office hours, that's going to be today. But, we want to give you some time to enjoy your morning. So we'll end this early so you can do the after show, ask us your question in person, and then go on about your day and ride off into the weekend well. If you're not there yet, it's community.rumshq.com. And I do want to say, we talked about this on the show last night. I did a whole drive through of Euphoria. This is our friend Casey Craig's new app. It's in testnet, and they are launching with a tapathon contest. If you missed that last night, it's a tap to trade. Right now, it's just paper trading game that allows you to place bets on futures, take out leverage trades with the tap of a finger. You don't need to know anything about how trading works to get started. We've got some promo codes for people to participate in this contest where you can enter to win cash prizes. And the top winner will be flown to London and gifted by the founder of Euphoria a Rolex. How cool is that? We showed it on the screen last night. It's fun, it's addicting, it's simple, and we would love to help friend of the show, Casey Craig, by getting more people to give feedback to her product. Will and I both liked it. The music is addicting, and actually after our stream yesterday, I had it up and I was trying to toggle the music on and off to see if I could stream it here today as our background music. And then I got sucked in. Before I knew what I was doing, I was tap trading. And it's so addicting.
I also played a little bit right after our stream and, just proceeded to I think I'm down $100 now.
Are you? That sounds like me.
I was trying to see, I was like, I can't really tell. I had the 1 minute chart up for Ethereum and the other thing, and it helped a little bit. But it's hard to figure out when the chart has movement, like just how high that's going to move on the chart, move on Euphoria. And then I was like, well, what if I stop looking at that and I just start placing like hedged bets moving forward? And so I tried that strategy. And so, I can't say I have a good strategy for it yet, but it is fun and addicting.
You will need a VPN and you will need an access code, but then it takes about 30 seconds, not even, to go to the website, pull it up, and start playing. I can pull it up in the after show, and if you need a code, then send us a message over there at Circle on community.rumshq.com. If you got a final question, let us know. I don't know what's going on this weekend. I'm going to read all the comments on this Hasib and Alex, whatever his name is, Pack post. I'm going to ask our Alex if Alex Pack is in Alex DAO. And that's about it. That's my plan before I ride these dogs and ponies. What about you, Will? Is there anything that you wanted to touch on today that we didn't get a chance to address?
No, not really. Just wait for the weekly candle close on Bitcoin to see how things are going to go next week.
Yeah, we certainly will see. I did see a couple of news pieces like Meta, known for Facebook, you may have missed this, is preparing to integrate dollar-pegged stablecoins into its major platform. Looks like they're aiming for Q3 this year. They're working to enable payments with existing tokens rather than developing a new proprietary coin. This is a shift from their previously failed Libra project. And they're partnering with Stripe as the third-party wallet provider. Could be major and give digital dollar access to 3 billion global users. That's a pretty big deal. And Stripe, speaking of, is exploring a potential acquisition of PayPal, which would make them one of the biggest players for sure in the stablecoin space. Absolutely wild. We do have a question. I see you here about limit orders. Do you have a limit order for Circle you want to share with the class?
Nope.
But you have an alert set.
I just like seeing how you respond when I give an answer. I know you don't like Evan. But yeah, no, I don't have a limit set, but I have an alert set down at about $65 or so, because there's a big gap on Circle's chart going down to $63.19. So at some point, you'll have a buying opportunity for Circle again. Whether it goes up to $96 right now or it starts to correct, you will see Circle down at $65, $63 again in the future. So just be patient there. I don't have a limit order set because now that I sold too early in Circle, I'm not trying to dive back into Circle. That's how you lose money. So I'm keeping my eyes on some coins in the crypto space to make a trade with that money. So there's always another trade, everybody. You don't have to dive into the asset that you just sold out of a little too early or made a mistake in, or what have you, right? There's always another setup.
We got the invitation to check out BBBY stock. I'm not familiar with it. Does that ring a bell for you?
What, BBY?
BBBY.
Isn't that
tokenized real estate?
No, wait, what is Best Buy? BBBY?
I don't know. They said tokenized real estate, so it sounds...
No, that's Bed Bath & Beyond. BBY is Bed Bath & Beyond. I was like...
3 Bs, 1 Y.
Yeah, that's Bed Bath & Beyond.
BBBY. Yeah. Bed Bath Beyond. Is that really what their stock ticker is?
Yeah, it's BBBY. Bed Bath & Beyond.
Interesting. Maybe they're pivoting and could be the move if you're Bed Bath & Beyond. Transmutationist asks, do you think the 2% haircut on stables for companies will bring in new liquidity? Have you seen this? This is a sort of a regulatory shift that the SEC has made.
Yeah, well, it makes stable coins actually usable by brokerage accounts, by brokerage managers, by what's the word? Darn it. Darn it. Shucks. But anyway, the fact of the matter
issuers?
No. I made a video on this. Talked about how it's a big deal. Anyway, stable coins before, if you had $100 million of stable coins and you were like a brokerage fund.
Yeah, broker deal.
Had $0 to be able to use for market liquidity, things of that nature. And now, with only a 2% haircut instead of a 100% haircut, of that $100 million, you now have $98 million of working capital. So yeah, it's a huge opening up of the door of the adoption of stable coins. Very good for Circle stock.
Very good for Circle stock. And it puts stable coins on other, like on par with other low risk cash equivalent instruments. US treasuries have a 2% haircut. Certificates of deposit have a 2% haircut. So it's a huge signifier that this should be treated as equally legitimate as those assets.
Yeah, Circle stock's going to be very, very good over the next few years. I really think so. It's going to be very good. I should have just held what I had, but I was like, nah, I'll do a quick little flip, whatever. But Paxos will also go public at some point, and I'll be very interested in buying some Paxos. They're the issuer of USDG, and I'll be very interested in buying Paxos 180 days after its IPO, so I can have all the insiders sell all of their stock.
USDG Maxi over here. Okay. I'm excited about it too. We've got two questions I think we can answer on the way out the door, which is first from friend of the show, Tech CEO. If you haven't yet, you got to check out the AI and crypto directory, AIC. It's in his profile. It's needing your feedback. The only thing missing is you. Support the show. Don't follow your dreams. Follow him. I'm sure happy to see you, my friend. Asks us, what's your favorite part of ETH Denver? Did you have a favorite part?
Favorite singular part? I mean, the side events in general is the best part of ETH Denver for sure. But singular thing, I don't know. I really like that my girlfriend really enjoyed the cashmere hats that the Arculus Rain team put out, because she wears it in the house every day now. So I'm really glad. So it made me really like their event a lot.
Yeah, let me tell you what, they the two top hats, the merch was on point. Will's talking about this cute little hat from Rain. Got the logo on it. This is by a newish but trending upward brand called Quince. And then they also at the Privacy Salon gave away these North Face hats. The Aleo team had these branded. North Face and Quince. And the cashmere really is, it's like butter. Can you imagine being a crypto company who bought, somebody told me, I think they bought 300 of those hats. 300. The hats probably cost $30 since they're imprinted. And you're talking about a lot of money, man. My favorite part was getting to be with all the crypto people. Every year, I've been going to ETH Denver for at least 5 years, maybe 6 years. It's hard for me to remember if I started in 2020 or 2021. I'd have to really go back through my photos and think about it. And I missed a year, but each time I go back, that's like my home conference. I see the same people, some of them over and over and over again. And I love that we're building a community online first. Crypto is a digital native thing, that the people who are crypto people really feel more like crypto people than they feel like Americans or Brits or Russians or what have you. They really feel like they are citizens of Web3 first, that they're building a future, that they're aligned together, that they are allied, and it feels like coming home. It's cool to have a digital first community that longs to gather in person. And then when we get to, it's like a great celebration. Everybody brings their best ideas, their best behavior sometimes, and we always have a really good time. So I really recommend it. You got to check it out. ETH Denver is a great conference to go to if you've never been to a crypto conference. And shout out to Jay Heat and DeFi Mike. That was probably my favorite manifestation of that. Is I had not had the opportunity to meet those guys in person in Denver. So being at a conference I consider my home conference, with a lot of people I've been seeing for years, and then these friends that I have also gotten to know through the show and who've worked in the industry. Now they're making their way to Denver, seeing them there and expanding the pie, so to speak, was really, really cool. We got to have dinner together. We got to go to the Arculus event together, and they were walking around all week. It was awesome. So shout out to Jay Heat. Shout out to Mike. We appreciate you guys for coming. And ETH Denver, way to go. You guys hosted a killer conference. Yeah. Well, I'm going to kick this question. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no. I was just going to say, saw Mert put out a tweet, goes, classic crypto. ZachXBT says he's going to release an investigation in a few days. Polymarket opens up a bet on it. And now the only people who can insider trade this information are the people who ZachXBT is releasing a report on about insider trading, because they're the only ones who know that it's them who's going to be releasing the report, so they can bet big on Polymarket and win again using insider trading information. They totally did too. You know they did.
Yeah, actually, I pulled up a tweet about this and I navigated away from it, but there was one trader who nabbed like $368,000 in profit by betting early on Axiom. So you know that guy had some of that inside alpha. Oh my God.
Dog.
Okay, the last question I was going to kick to you, Will, was somebody wants to learn about crypto. They're watching us maybe for the first time. They're new and they want to know where to start. What would you recommend? Give them a little 1, 2, 3 step by step.
Well, if you want to learn about crypto, that's a great first question to ask, not as opposed to what should I buy? So if I would give you a different answer depending on the question. So if you said, what do I buy? I'd say first you need to learn about what is going on in the space. So how do you learn about crypto? Where do you start? I started first by learning from influencers, and the good thing and bad thing about that, because there's a lot of bad teachers in the space and a handful of good ones. We consider ourselves good ones. So, like tuning in for the show here and learning a little bit about the stuff. And if there's ever a word you don't understand as well, like there are a lot of acronyms in the space, just ask us and we'll be happy to answer it for you. We'll try to catch it in a live stream. But if you do have questions, you can join our community, which is totally for free at communities.rumshq.com. That is RUMSHQ.com. You can go there, and we have over 1,000 people now at this point, I'm pretty sure, who are there willing to help you and help you learn. If you want to learn about crypto, definitely start with Bitcoin because it created the space. So you could start with a book like, oh gosh, what is it? Oh, the Bitcoin Standard.
Bitcoin Standard by Saif Dinamus.
Yeah, that's a good place to start if you want to read a book and you like reading. The Bitcoin Standard's a good place to start. So you understand like the history of money, how Bitcoin changes it, why it matters, all that kind of stuff.
And if you don't like reading, you'll hate it.
If you don't like reading, you'll hate it. But hey, that's why we have live shows here, right? Another thing that I would suggest you go and do next is if you want to learn about crypto, I would suggest learning about stable coins next, because that'll hammer into you the advantage of like using blockchain technology to settle money, particularly internationally, because you go like, oh, I can move this money like super fast and super cheap as compared to like going through banks where it takes several days and there are fees and stuff. Okay, cool. So this helps things go faster and cheaper. Like that's why, like, okay, people can save money here. Okay, cool. And then what would you say is the best resource outside of us to learn about like using DeFi appropriately?
I really like the tutorials by Money, spelled like it sounds, Z or ZG on YouTube. It's an English fellow. I think his name is James. He always wears a black t-shirt, a black hat, and his videos are all tutorials pretty much. He also does market analysis, but it's like, today I'm going to show you how to start a MetaMask wallet and fund it from your Coinbase account. He's got a tutorial for everything. I aspire to be like him someday. And it's just really good. No nonsense, no BS. Everything from super beginner, I just want to fund an exchange account in order to buy crypto, to more advanced, I want to take out a loan on Aave and swap and bridge and redeposit it somewhere else. Money ZG on YouTube. That's a great one. And then, like Will said, head to community.rumshq.com and tell us more about what you want to do with crypto, and we can make specific recommendations for you.
Yeah.
Good
also,
answer, brother.
Read Right Own as well.
Oh, I
That's
love it.
great book.
My teacher, Chris Dixon, wrote Read Right Own, and it is the book that I would share with anyone. The Safety and a Moose book is good. I read it, but I have to say it's a little preachy in a way that I find to be borderline religious about like the Church of Economics and the God of money, and not necessarily in line with the anthropological record of the actual origin of money, but it is good enough. Chris Dixon's Read Right On is really a better primer on. He talks about the evolution of the internet, which I think is a better context for crypto than the evolution of money, because money is an important part of what crypto does, but it's like saying, your phone, it makes calls, when your phone does so much more than calls, and crypto, it's going to be more than currency. It already is. Read, Write, Own by Chris Dixon.
Well, hey, Evan, with that, I need to start riding my dogs and ponies off into the sunrise.
I will allow you to if you actually pantomime riding a horse as you leave the show. Deal?
You mean ride my pretend horse off screen from right to left?
Or left to right. You can choose back to front, front to back.
Into a wall of.
Yeah, you might have to take your headphones off first, but I'm pretty sure we get the people going, and that would be a great way to send us off. So here you go, Will. Here's your chance. He's about to ride his dog and pony. Thank you very much for being the best part of what we do, my friends. We'll see you in the Circle After Show. One more time, it's community.rumshq.com, and we'll catch you next week. Until then, everybody, stay safe, be well. My friends, rise up.